Well, guys, it's week 10. Week 10. Some people say it's the halfway point. I thought the halfway point was last week. I don't know what's going on, but this is the big week. The big week for me and Adam. My favorite team, the reigning Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles versus the
America's
overrated
favorite team.
the Cheeseheads, the Packers. We were thinking about getting together, watch this game, but fortunately and unfortunately, it's on Monday night, and since neither of us don't live in the same state, we can't just. And it's a Monday, it's a work day. We can't just go. So if it was definitely on Sunday, we'd have definitely made it work. But Monday night, still going to be cool. It's going to be prime time. I guarantee it's going to have over 20 million viewers. I think it's going to be a fantastic game, unbelievable game. It's in Green Bay. I'm surprised the Packers are favorite, but we won't jump ahead too quick here, guys. Week 10. Okay, at the beginning of this, I'll pick our records against the spread as usual, and at the end, I'll show you guys our best bets, what our record is for the whole year so far. But it's week 10. We're getting towards. I feel like the finish. We can see the end, the light in the tunnel towards the playoffs. It is coming. But before we get there, we got a lot of games, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. So like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. It goes a long way. We love doing this as usual. Bet responsible. But let's get to it. Oh, if you want to hear about our reaction to the trade deadline, go check out that video. Me and Adam were both surprised at the NFC North didn't really do anything. And Howie Roseman, Dan, he was willing and dealing before the trade deadline. So it was good to see. But go check out that video and check out our Thursday night pick. We both had the Broncos to cover that game. So with that, guys, let's get with the first one. We're flying all the way to Berlin. They had to take a break to go stop going to Europe, but now we're back. We have the Falcons versus the Colts, with Indianapolis Colts being favored by 6.5 and the over under 48.5 points. The Falcons. We said this in previous before. I think I said this last week. Dude, like they're Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Dr.
Yeah.
Jekyll, where that stupid thing is. Um, they have one of the best secondaries. They cause a lot of turnovers. They get after the quarterbacks. They blitz a lot, but they're 3-6. They have one weapon. I mean, in the wide receiver room, that is. It's Drake London or nothing. What happened when Drake London was out 2 weeks ago? I know it was Kirk Cousins, but it looked like a pee-wee gun. They looked like a squirt gun. It was like, do you not have BJ Robinson? So I don't like that Michael Penix or Kirk Cousins. So if Drake London's out, it's like he looks like somewhat of a deer in headlights. You know what I mean? It's like, so a lot of Falcons are just like, I don't know, what are you getting from them?
That's kind of how the league's been a little bit this year, where teams are either like showing up and playing great or just dropping total eggs. I mean, London was out there mossing people last week. They looked really good against a tough Patriots team that definitely stumbled. I mean, the Falcons look good, but the Patriots didn't look like themselves. But anyway, I don't know what to think about the Falcons. I don't think they're a consistent team. They can look good one week and next week they could look terrible.
Right. And talking about terrible, they're on a 3-game losing streak. So they were 3-3, they're 3-5 now, or they were 3-2, now they're 3-5. So it's not looking great. But they did cover against the Patriots, but they didn't cover. So they're 1-2 against the spread in the last 3 weeks. But 0-3, not looking too good. Michael Penix, 8 touchdowns, only 3 picks. Not terrible. But like I said, I don't like that his is Drake London and pretty much nothing else, And honestly, besides Drake London, who do you trust? Mooney? No, I don't. He doesn't look anything special. Pitts? He's probably better than average tight end by now, but I'm still not liking it. What? Like I said, what else can you say about this? They're top 10 in takeaways, but they're still unpredictable. Their starting left guard is going to be week to week, so he's probably going to be out this game. So keep an eye on that. I guess one thing they can hang their hat on, they're 2-0 against the spread as a underdog. So they are covering spreads when they're not the favorite. So that's one good thing. But like I said, they're a bit of fool's gold to me, and I don't like that. They're shiny. I like them. They got weapons. These big names. BJ Robinson, one of the top running backs in the league. But something's up. I don't know. They just can't put it all together just yet. And let's talk about the culture real quick. As people probably know, they swung for the fences and they traded for Sauce Gardner, giving away 2 first-round picks and a I think a sneaky wide receiver. I know he was in the doghouse in the Colts, Indianapolis Colts, but I think he could do some damage at the Jets if they get a competent quarterback. But they swung for the fences for Sauce Gardner, and I think it's a great play because him and Chartavius Ward. Chartavius Ward's been hurt people. They have one a guy they in the offseason they got a good corner, and he hasn't played a lot of the games because of a bad concussion. So if he comes healthy, him and Sauce Gardner, you're talking about a good duo though, man. I know we talked about it in our trade deadline video briefly. Did you like the trade? And did you think? I mean, what do you think about it? What do you think they can do for this team?
It feels a little desperate, but I do think they have to swing for the fences. Their secondary is not good currently. And if Sauce can play, this would be a great test. He's good against these big wide receivers, and if he could match up against London this game, that could be an immediate impact.
Yeah, a little breaking news here, which I only remember myself. I only looked maybe an hour ago. DeForest Buckner has been officially ruled out for this game as of 3 hours ago. So we're making this video Thursday night, and he's been out. And that guy, he's their lifeblood. He is still one of the better interior linemen in the league. So him being out, that it does not bode well, because what the Falcons do, what are they good at? When BJ Robinson gets around 20 carries. So keep an eye out for that. That might change a lot of things. Shop your numbers, people. That might do something about that. Also, we'll cut to the chase here. Daniel Jones looked like himself, his old self last week. He had 3 interceptions and he was on quicksand. Okay, that looks like the Daniel Jones that I remember when you would get to him. Like, I know it's obvious, like, oh, if you could get to a quarterback, you can beat them. No, there's not. There's some quarterbacks that if they're getting hit, there's a lot of people in the back into their face, they can get out of it. Look at Patrick Mahomes, and I know Daniel Jones is not comparable, but Jones, Hurts, Herbert, these guys, when they're about to get, they can still complete passes, get out of the pocket. But when Jones gets out of the pocket, the guy's he's tipping in a damn rowboat and he doesn't know where he's going, left or right. So keep an eye on that. He was sacked 5 times and he threw 3 interceptions. And the Steelers were tackling him left and right. So with this game, man, 6.5 is a lot for 2 teams traveling. I feel like I'll take this one first. Like we just said about the Falcons, they do get Sauce Gardner. He is going to be playing right away. I'm not too sure Ward's going to play this game. From what I've heard, Chartavius Ward is not playing this. Yeah, he's still he's not playing. So he is not playing. Yeah. I think because they're both teams are traveling, the Atlanta Falcons are 2-0 as against the spread as underdogs. I'm just gonna bite the bullet. Drake London's healthy. BJ Robinson's healthy. I think if they just stay consistent and pound the rock, keep on pounding the rock, it's gonna take Sauce Gardner just a bit to learn that playbook a little bit. I think the Falcons lose, but they keep it close enough. And can't believe it. It's like I feel like I'm shooting myself in my own foot, but I'm gonna take the Falcons plus the 6.5 points.
Yeah, it's a tough one. The Colts did lay an egg last week against a Steelers team that did show up, and their defense looked good. The Falcons secondary is really good, like you said, and I think I'm going to go with the Falcons too.
Yeah, man. If they get to Daniel Jones, they like the blitz. And if they get to him, they rattle his cage. Hey, and like I said, the Falcons. Now, I forgot the Colts could run on the Falcons. Their rush defense is not the best either, but I think they could keep it close enough. I think this is going to be a tighter game than people think. So with that, let's go to a game that's probably going to be boring as hell. If you like defensive games, if you like games that look like they're from the 1970s, well, this game is for you. We have the Jaguars versus the Texans, with the Jaguars being favored by 1.5, which I'm a little surprised by, and the over-under is 37.5 points. Very low number. Let's start the Jaguars. They're coming off a close win against the Raiders. We said it in our Thursday night picks. You got to give the Raiders credit. They could have tied the game and kept it a tie, but they went for the win in the 2-point conversion as there was a few seconds left of the game left, and they lost. But hey, give it to the Jaguars. They fought the Raiders and they won. They also made a trade. They got Jacoby Myers, which I love for them because I think Jacoby Myers is a real dog. He fights for those hard yards. He's not afraid to go down the middle and get hit. So I think that's a solid pickup by him. And I know he's happy to leave the Raiders. Um, excuse me. And but they needed to make that trade because they're beat up all over the wide receiver room. Now De'Ami Brown, he is going to play this game, so that's a little bit of plus here. But Brian Thomas Jr. And Travis Hunter are both not going to play this game, and Strange, the tight end, is also out for them. So they're hurt. They had to make a trade for Jacoby Myers, and they could have got Blow. They could have got Blow Schmo, whoever, some guy, John Doe, but they went to go get a solid name in Jacoby Myers, like I said. So they needed to make it's a good pickup. That's what I'm saying. It's a good trade. You like that trade, Adam? Do you think it's a solid? I mean, I'm not the biggest Trevor Lawrence fan, but I think he could be. Honestly, I think he could be the number 2, number 1 over Brian Thomas, because Brian Thomas wasn't moving heads either.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely possible, but it also just shows how desperate the Jaguars are for pass catchers right now. With Travis Hunter and him out, I think this offense is really going to be struggling without them. So if he can step in right away, I think they just needed to pay that to keep people coming to the games.
Right. And another thing about the Jaguars, they're I know they're 5-3, I believe. Yeah, 5-3. I don't know what I get from either, because like they're so wishy-washy. It's like they have a good running back, not a great running back, so you can't really rely on Travis Etienne. He was lighting up in the beginning of the year, but now that's kind of like it's kind of come to he doesn't look so hot like he was in the beginning of the year. Their defense is really great against the run, but terrible against the pass. So, I mean, but does that really matter? Since breaking news, it's David Mills is going to be the quarterback. He's not the worst backup, but he's not somebody like, I don't know, he's not CJ Stroud. So, I also want to mention, though, if you want to bet on the Jaguars to win this game, to cover the spread, the last time these teams played each other, their defensive end, the Jaguars defensive end, Hines Allen, he dominated the Texans left tackle, the rookie left tackle. So keep an eye on that. The left tackle is a rookie. And I'll get to it. I'll just say now, the starting right tackle for already crappy offensive line that is the Texans, he's out. The starting right tackle, who is the veteran on that team. So not looking too good. Also, they also get Devin Lloyd back. He was gone for 2 to 3 weeks. So they also get now another starter healthy, the Jaguars. Let's get to the Texans. As I said, CJ Stroud is out for the game, which is not bode well. Like, David Mills does have starting experience, but I mean, I'm more confident when Stroud is back there. Their wide receiver room is healthy. They have not Tank Dell. Tank Dell's probably not gonna play this year. They have Christian Kirk and they have Nico Collins. Great, awesome. That's what they needed. But this offensive line, that's what it comes down to. Now I don't need to talk about the defense, guys. They have arguably, I mean, statistically, it's the number 1 defense. But the whole team's basically only 2 touchdowns only, and they should have beat the Broncos last week. But David Stroud got hurt. But offensive line is hurt and awful. Nick Chubb hasn't practiced all week. He's gone to Woody Marks. I like Woody Marks anyways, better than Nick Chubb. But I don't see an avenue here where a lot of points could be put up by the Texans. I don't know, man. I don't think I need to talk about the Texans defense. We all know it's great. We all think it's awesome. But I'll let you take this from Like, the Texans defense is really so good enough that that the defense can do so well that it could keep them in games. It could also maybe win games from them. And they're playing a quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, who is not he's obviously not the bet. I don't think he's worth the first round pick that everybody thought he was. But he is not like the most accurate guy himself. He has 9 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and he's been sacked 21 times. So they could possibly cause some turnovers on Trevor Lawrence, and he's only completing 59% of his passes. So I don't know, man. What do you feel comfortable with? You got the great defense in the Texans and a terrible offensive line. I know, dude. It's just so difficult. Who do you got? I'll stop talking now.
No, it's all right. It's a tough one. I watched a decent amount of that game, the Texans Broncos, and I thought Davis Mills didn't look that bad. Like, I don't think he's a gigantic liability out there. And I'm just worried about the Jaguars missing all those pass catchers. Um, Getting Devin Lloyd back is huge on that defense, so that's one thing that's kind of tipping me. But I am gonna go with Houston and that defense. Defense travels.
Yeah, it definitely does. I think the best play is actually the under. And if I was gonna play,
Yeah.
like, if this was a pick it anytime you want. By the way, Raiders are kicking the Broncos' ass right now. Uh, I would take the under, but this game. So is it? I mean, obviously it's a coin flip, and I think, man, this is so tough. If
It's an
this is a
ugly one.
if this is a field goal, I would take the Texans, but yeah, I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope to die. You know what? I'm gonna go off my gut like I want to. I'm taking the Texans. I was gonna go for the Jaguars, but
Don't
I think,
overthink it.
yeah, I think the Texans defense can hold the Jaguars enough, and I think just a couple plays. I think it's gonna be a field goal game, just like the Broncos game. A lot of field goals. So both give us both the Jag. Oh, you like the give us both the Texans plus
Texans,
the
yeah.
1.5 points. I think there'll be a real close game. So hopefully we're on the right end of that. So let's stick it to another game that's going to be boring and slow, and a game from the 1970s. Hell, the 1950s. We have the Browns versus the Jets. The Browns being favored by 2.5 points. The first time the Browns have ever been favored this year, this game. So took them 10 weeks to be favored, but here they are. The over-under is 37.5 points as well. Browns are coming off a bye week, so they also did no major trades. I believe they did trade a depth piece in the defensive line, and they traded him to the Bears, but nothing worth mentioning really. But they made no changes, which I was surprised. I thought maybe they would trade one of their tight ends to get some more weapons or some more help offensively. But they do get Tillman, their wide receiver, back. They desperately needed somebody else besides anybody, to be honest with you. Like, who else have they got there? They don't use their wide receivers at all. They use mostly their tight ends to do everything. So, and Judkins, the running back, but they do get an extra weapon, so that good on them. Also, Isaiah Bond hasn't practiced at all for them, so keep an eye on that. But they do get Tillman, who I really like. I'm sorry, I'm rambling on here, people. So we don't have to. It's just like the Texans. We don't have to talk about their defense. Their defense is outstanding. Myles Garrett is a maniac. He is going to probably lead the league in sacks, and they're probably not going to go nowhere, which is a shame. You're wasting one. They're going to erase Joe Thomas, who is one of the great offensive tackles, and they're going to waste Myles Garrett's careers. It's unbelievable. But it's all about the Browns offense. What can the Browns offense muster? Okay, so we know it all runs through Judkins. Okay, he is going to play this game. Good for them. Okay. Oh, I also want to point out the rookie tight end didn't practice Thursday and Wednesday. He hasn't practiced all week, so keep an eye on that. But it all rounds about Judkins, their run team. But they have to do something, and they are trying to do something. A lot of people don't know, but the head coach, Kevin Stefanski, has now given the offensive coordinator, the first year offensive coordinator, playing call duties. His first time doing playing call duties will be this game. So maybe the Browns' new offensive coordinator will spice something up. Do something. Get Jerry Jeudy. Give him some jet plays. Like, he's fast enough. Do something, because this offense is ranked 30th in scoring, okay? The quarterback, Daniel Grable, who I'm not a fan of, okay, for the month of October, he has the third lowest QB rating, and he has the fourth worst completion rating in all the NFL. So not only is he not completing balls to his wide receivers or any of his weapons, the guy's one of the worst in QB rating. So he's not somebody you can really hang your hat on here. And also, here's a big one for you. The Browns haven't won a road game since last year in week 2. So that's not boding well for anybody here, okay? So let's jump on the Jets. They won their first game last year. Yeah, party in USA, baby. They won their first game. So many parlays were killed. I know I didn't bet on the game or put any parlays, but I definitely had them in a pick 'em. Thank you, Bengals. But Jets came, crawled back, did everything they could, and they won the game. Good for them.
And how,
No,
how did they get rewarded? Their top two players got traded away.
yeah. Hey guys, we won our first game, but we're just kicking off our best defenders. Like, go ahead, see you later. Oh yeah, the running back who doesn't want to be here either. No, you're gonna stay here even though you don't want to be here, Bryce Hall.
Yeah.
So, yeah, people. If you don't know, briefly, they traded away Quinn Williams, their best interior lineman, one of the best interior linemen in the league, and they traded away Sauce Gardner, their best secondary, their best corner. They really had some good. They had a lot of guys in the corner, so. It wasn't that he was expendable. It was just very surprising that they traded him away. They also benched one of their linebackers, a starting linebacker, and they're having a bit of a youth movement. I think they're moving guys in the back seven and the front seven. So the Jets have a lot of moving parts. The offense is pretty much the same. Now, Garrett Wilson, I'm not entirely sure if he is going to play this game, so keep an eye out for that. I believe if I'm checking up here in real time, I'm not seeing him on the injured list, so looks like Garrett Wilson will play this game. I think Garrett Wilson and I think the new guy they got, Mitchell, I think that's a good combo. I really do. Him and the rookie tight end Tyler, I think that's great. I know Mitchell's probably not get that much playing time because he just got traded to them, but I think in the games to come, I think that's going to be a really nice combo. So, the Jets, it all depends on their quarterback. What quarterback player they're going to get. That's all it comes down to. Is Tyrod Taylor or Justin Fields, are they going to put any effort? Because Justin Fields is up and he's down. He's up and he's down. Taylor is steady, but he's like on the floor steady. Okay. He's not here steady. No, he's here. He'll give you consistency, but it's not that great consistency. Okay. So that's who it is with the Jets. Okay. You got to run the ball with Bryce Hall 20-25 times. Hopefully Justin Fields can be accurate. And I don't know. So Adam, I'll take this one since I gave the last one. Another tough game for me. I truly do. The Browns are favorite. I don't know why. I don't know how. But in a game where I'll take any points, I'll take the Jets plus the 2.5 points of these two teams. Am I confident? No. But one thing I'll just say, I think Justin Fields is probably a better quarterback than Daniel Gabriel. Daniel Gabriel is not good. He needs to not be the starting quarterback for this team. It should be Shedeur Sanders or somebody. But I'm taking the Jets plus 2.5 at home.
I don't know. I think we're sticking with the trend of picking different teams. I think the Browns defense can beat up this Jets team that's just dejected from the trades. And I don't know. I think they'll win one or two more games, but I don't think it's this one. Browns for me.
It's called motivation, man. It's called motivation.
Yeah, the beatings will continue until morale approves, kind of motivation.
Hey, I hope the Jets keep on losing because the Eagles have their 3rd round pick. It'd be like it's right now. It's the number 1 3rd pick at the first. So I love it.
Jets don't want to lose that number 1 pick, man. So
yeah, I know. All right, guys. I know my heart was telling me the Browns. I know it's one of those things that's very hard to do. It's a coin flip game, just like the one before, the Jaguars. Yeah. Either way, it's gonna be boring as hell, and I believe the under is gonna be the game. I believe the under is gonna be the best thing for this game. So, guys, now let's get into a game that is quite the opposite. It's gonna be high flying on my prediction here. We got to go all the way to South Beach, baby, Miami. We got the Bills versus the Dolphins. Buffalo Bills being favored by 9.5, and the over/under 49.5 points. Well, it took one game against the Chiefs that people are putting the Bills back in their top 3 teams in the NFL. People forget their defense was Swiss cheese, okay? And now they're back on top for some reason. So the Bills are coming off a good win. Good win against the Chiefs. They put it to them. They covered the number. Me and Adam both thought KC would have stepped up because their offense was best it's been in years, but we're in the wrong end of that. So the Bills, great win against the Chiefs. Number 1 rushing attack. I believe Cook is only like 50 yards away from number 1 spot. Forget who's number 1. Oh, Taylor. Jonathan Taylor. And that Cook missed a game, so Cook could be number 1 if he didn't miss that game. Bills, surprisingly to me, They made no trades. I thought they should have got another weapon, and other defender, but they didn't do that. Anything a depth piece or a good depth piece, but I think they missed the boat on that one. Um, uh, Good thing for them. Kincaid came back last week, and he looked good against the Chiefs. And that's the thing, people. They have Shakir, they have Coleman, but uh, they thrive when they have their two tight ends. Like when they have Kincaid and Knox, and they could run those two sets, and you don't know if they're going to run it or pass it, and they do pass it. They have two tight ends who could catch the ball well, but if they're gonna run it, they could run it because these are two good blocking tight ends as well. So that's a great system they like running. So that's really good for them. And Kincaid is a top 10 tight end in my opinion. But with the Bills, their weakness is the rush defense. Both these teams both the teams suck at rush defense. The Miami's not that really good defense in general, and they traded away one of their better guys. But if the Miami Dolphins are going to be successful, they need to run the ball with A-Chain. I don't understand why they don't use that guy that much. A-Chain needs 25 carries a game until his legs are falling off, okay? So if they want to beat the Bills, if they want to cover, they need to run the ball because their rush defense is not good. Their pass defense is good. It's really great. Top 10, I believe. But rush defense, not good at all. Dude, what do you think about the Bills? Do you think they are back? They are the top 5 teams. Before you get in yours, to me, they're like the season kings. Them the Ravens. They kick your ass in the season, then in the playoffs. But what do you think, man? Do you think they're worth that the title of being in top 5 power rankings, top 10?
I do, just because of the potential and potency of that offense. Also, there's not a really clear top 5 right now. Like every team has shown weakness. There is no like clear set of juggernaut teams, in my opinion. So that win against the Chiefs was a statement win. You can't take anything away from them on that one. Obviously, they still have their weaknesses, but man, they can put up 40 on anybody on the right night. So
that's true. What can you say about the Dolphins? They coming off a blowout loss to the Ravens. We both had the right side of that. I mean, it seems like morale's down. They traded, like Waddle was on the block. They traded Jaden Phillips. I don't know if they traded anybody else, but Tua has been rumored to get benched by Edward Ewers, whatever that guy's name is.
Their GM got fired.
GM got fired. They've lost 5. They lost 4 of the last 5 games. So. I don't know. There's nothing to really say about. They traded one of their better young defenders in Jaden Phillips to the Eagles. There's nothing much to say. Like, Tua's not having a bad year. I know like people like people. I don't know. I know he's a lot of heat, but you give me 15 touchdowns. I know he has 11 interceptions. It's a bit wild, but he's not terrible. But I don't know, dude. I don't think I have much to say about the Miami team. I think they need to tear it all down and rebuild. And so I'll let you take this one, man. Do you think, I'll also wait before I felt okay. I'll take that back. I've been glazing the Bills here a little much. Let me just tell you guys this, okay? The Bills have failed to cover the spread in 7 out of their 8 games as road favorites when playing a team that's on rest. So the Miami Dolphins are coming off rest. So wait, are they coming off rest?
No, the Ravens game was last week.
No. They're coming off the mini bye. That's what I meant.
Oh,
extra rest. Rest. That's what I meant. So take that for what it is. They still got Jalen Waddle. They got Malik Washington, A-Chain. Dude, do you think they cover something? No, don't forget, we had the Dolphins plus 10.5 against the Bills last time they played, and that covered for us. So you think again that the Bills can cover 9.5 because last time they didn't do it, and we had the Miami Dolphins in that one.
All right, Poindexter, that's enough stats. All right, I'm taking the Bills. The Dolphins suck. I don't need a math textbook to tell me that.
Oh shit!
No, I mean the Bills played really great last week. I think the offense keeps going. Miami can score points at times, but I think the Bills are going to keep going.
Yeah, man, it's tough. Like it is really tough. Like the Bills are rolling. Uh, you know, I think I don't know. I really do think I'm gonna I'm gonna hate this, but
Check
I'm
your
gonna
little,
take
check your stats, check the stats, Mark.
I'm gonna take the Bills to cover the 9.5. The Miami Dolphins morale has to be down, really down, and I really think, like I said, them trading with some players. The guy they traded the Eagles, Phillips. He said it was the best thing ever happened in his life.
Yeah, he's like
Getting
free from
traded to
prison,
yeah, exactly. It's like he
free at last.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So he can't. It's not going right for them. So give me the Bills to cover the 9.5, and God, hopefully the rest of those players can get off Alcatraz soon. But let's switch to one of the better games of the week. Not the best game of the week, but one of the better ones. We're staying in Florida. We got the Patriots versus the Buccaneers, with the Buccaneers being favored by 2.5 and the over under 48.5. This game is going to be pretty great. The Patriots, they look like they're world beaters. They're 7-2, tied for one of the best records in the league. But as we said last week, their schedule has been cake. It's been a cakewalk. Like I said, their best win that you could point at was the Bills 23-20. I would probably, I don't know if I'll take the Bills right now against them. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. And then it's a big drop off. Right, it's the Falcons. It's the second best win. Other than that, besides the Bills, they've only beat one team with a winning record. Yeah, pretty much. They've only beaten one team with a winning record. So take that with a grain of salt. Now, as we say, are you supposed to beat the teams that you play that are terrible? Yeah, you are. So good for them. They look good. Diggs is getting healthier every single game. He's looking great. Butte, who's limited in practice, so keep an eye on that. But with a hamstring, but he was a good pickup. Ramon Stevenson, Ramondre, whatever you say his name. He still hasn't practiced yet, so he may not play this game. I don't think he is. So it's going to be Henderson and Jennings most likely. So other than that, we don't need guys. We don't need to explain to you how good Drake May is doing. Drake May is doing outstanding. He's doing great. He's a MVP candidate. The thing about the Patriots that I'm concerned about is they're not so great. Like when it comes to their defense, when it comes to the passing defense, you can pass on this team like it's nobody's business. Now they have one of the best, if not the best, rushing defense in the league. So that's really good for a team like Buccaneers, which Buccaneers haven't been the same since Bucky Irving has been hurt, and he is probably not playing this game either. So that's a big hit. But I'll take a look at that when we go there. But you could pass on this team, and if Godwin is back for this game, I am his boy Mbuke, the rookie. I like that Tez Johnson guy, that other rookie, and that means Baker Mayfield could do some damage to this team. Tampa Bay, I just told you all about their offense, but like their defense is not so great. It's Vita Vey and Weatherspoon, I think, and like that's about it. Like there's nobody really else you're scared of. You could pass on this team. You can run this team. Just don't run to Vita Vey's way because he will he will get you. But this team wins because of Baker Mayfield. His grit, his sacrificing his body, and he's just him playing Superman. The thing about the Buccaneers, though, they, I don't know. What do you think, dude? Who do you like? Does the Buccaneers scare you? That's what I'm trying to say. Is there anything now that's like Mike Evans? And I don't know. I believe Bucky Irving is not going to play this game. I feel like, he hasn't practiced. I'm sorry, I'm ranting a little bit because I'm looking at the injury list here real quick. Yeah, go ahead.
They don't scare me. I don't think they're the team from the first 6 weeks of the season when they were so hot. The injuries have continued to pile up. Like you said, no Bucky Irving. Chris Godwin wasn't practicing today either. Those are two huge pieces. Obviously, Mike Evans is out. So I just don't know that offense can be productive with all the injuries that they have, even with Baker playing well.
Yeah, and Godwin hasn't practiced either. So
No.
that's another weapon that's gone. So, guys, like I said, I don't need to talk about the Buccaneers defense. Like we just said, you can pass on it. So this could basically come down to me: who's going to be the better quarterback? Who is going to be the? It's the battle of quarterbacks to me. And can Todd Bowles? This is going to be his biggest. Besides the Bills, this is going to be his biggest matchup. Todd Bowles, a really great coach. He likes to mix it up. He'll blitz, 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 blitz. So it all depends what it's just going to depend, like if Drake May can get away from those blitzes, read the blitzes. So I don't know, man. This is going to be the battle of quarterbacks. 2.5 points in Tampa Bay. Who do you like?
I like the Patriots. I'll take the few points and think the Patriots just get back to rolling. I know they haven't played the best teams, but I love how Drake May's playing. I think they're going to come back after stumbling a little bit last week, even though they got the win, and take care of business.
Yeah, the Buccaneers are they're not as healthy as the Patriots. Their starting tackle is trying to work his way back. I think the right guard, he's trying to come back. Godwin is not playing. Buck Irving is not playing this game. Rasan Reddick's probably not playing this game. So there's so many injured players. I think Drake May, his legs, I think he could do enough to keep it going. And I think the 2.5 points, I'll take it to 2 points. I think the Patriots are going outright, but I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I think you said it perfect. I don't think they are the team that they were in the previous 6 weeks. So would I be surprised if Tampa Bay won? No, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think right now the Patriots are just catching the Buccaneers at the right time, because even after the bye, the Buccaneers are still not healthy enough, in my opinion. So now let's get to I don't know. I think this game has the potential to be an actual good scoring, high flying game. We got the Bears versus the Giants, with the Bears being favored by 4.5 points, and the over/under is 46.5. The Giants got their doors blown off them by the Eagles. It was 34-24, but there was some garbage time touchdowns there. But I was more the Giants. Oh, I'm sorry. They got their doors blown up by the I got the Eagles in my mind. I'm sorry. They got their the doors blown off by the 49ers. That's what I meant to say. They got some 14 points in the fourth quarter. But I take that back. I'm mixing this with the Eagles game. The Giants did play the San Francisco tough. They played them tough in the first half. It was only 7-17. It was real close, and then eventually they pulled away. But because of Scadaboo being out, look what happened. Jackson Dart was the lead rusher. He was the lead rusher. He was playing Superman to win this game. Sorry if you guys hear thumping. Like as I say, my cats are they can't be without me, and they are making a lot of noise. But he had to do everything. The Jackson Dart. He didn't throw interceptions, 2 touchdowns. He ran for 56 yards and 8 carries. I think they need a feed. I don't like Tyron Tracy to be a lead back. I think they need to focus on Devin Singletary being that number 1 guy, getting 15 to 20 carries, and then letting Tyron Tracy getting the passing downs and getting 8 to 10 carries. I think that's how they survive this. Besides that, it's Slayton and Robinson, Theo Johnson. Nobody really write home about. And we'll get to the Bears here real quickly. But the Giants defense is not so great. You can rush on this team like nobody's business. So, and teams are scoring almost 28 points a game on them. So, I don't know, man. I know your boy Jackson Dart and your boy Scadaboo. Do you think like the tires have been flattened since Scadaboo got hurt?
For sure. And I honestly thought Jackson Dart was going to take a bigger step back, but he has continued to play well. So the Giants have to be happy about that. But as far as where they're at as a team, I don't know if they have enough juice for this one.
Yeah. And, There's nothing to write home about because it's not like the quarterback difference in the Bears and Giants is like a big difference because Caleb Williams has not been looking like good himself. So let's get to the Bears here, comparing the quarterbacks here. Bears, hey, they had what 4 games in a row they had at that one point, and then they lost, and now they're I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to get to the Bears injured list. So the Bears, they win 4 games in a row. They lose to the Ravens, as me and Adam predicted that one wrong, but hindsight now we're like, what the hell were we thinking? And they win against the Bengals in a absolute barn shootout, crazy. It was a crazy game. Um, I don't know what the Bears are doing. I have no idea what they're doing. The divisions, they're tied for second division because the Packers have that stupid tie. But I don't know what I'm getting from the Bears. They're like another team. Like, what are you getting from every day of the week? What are you getting? Caleb Williams. Okay, great. He had a better game with the Bengals than he's had in the previous games before that. But the Bengals, I would say, are probably the worst defense in the league. I would take the Titans defense, a healthy, over the Bengals. Okay, and they're that backup running back, Maganoe, for the Bears. He had over 175. Yeah, Manungai. He had over 75 yards rushing. So, good for him. I like him as an anytime touchdown, by the way, because it looks like he's gonna be the starter, or he's gonna get a lot of play this week. But what am I getting from, man? What am I getting from the Bears? Their defense is not so great. Their defense is letting more points than the Giants are. The Giants are letting like 28 points. The Bears are letting the team score 29 points on them. So what are you getting from the Bears? They have a good offense, and that's how they stay in the game. They have weapons. They got this good dual running back. I believe that's going to be a good 1-2 punch. They have Adonze, DJ Moore. They're using him a lot more. And Loveland, their tight end, they used him really well in that Bengals game. So, dude, I don't know what I'm getting from the Bears. I don't know, man. I know. What do you think about the Bears? What do you think? Do you think they're going to make the playoffs? 2, do you think what's good about them? What do you like? What's something you like about the Bears, if anything?
Yeah, that's a hard one. It's like in a divorce proceeding or something. Like, say something nice about the other person. They could sneak into a wild card. I don't know. I have to look at the rest of their schedule, but I think there are a lot of division games at the end of the year. I think it's a good sign that they scored some points last week. But like you said, it's against the worst defense in the league. So anybody can have confidence against a defense like that. I think their skill position players on offense are pretty good. They're with Darnell Wright and another offensive lineman they have are run blocking really well. So there are some bright spots. I still don't believe in Caleb Williams. Obviously, the defense is really struggling. So they're not a playoff team in my mind. Weird things can happen. But I just don't see them finishing strong. I could be wrong. We'll see if, Brian Johnson, the coach, or Ben Johnson, can get things rolling a little bit more. But without a defense, I think they're just going to continue to get pushed around.
Yeah, man. The Bears, they're 5-3 against the spread, so it's not terrible. The Giants are 4-5 against the spread. But I just can't trust these teams. I can't trust either of these teams. So no. Did you I was looking at some stats. You're being a nerd. Did you choose your player, your team?
I didn't, but I can. I'll take the points with the Giants. I think I've been wrong about the Bears almost every single week because I can't separate my head from my heart a little bit here. The Bears they still have an offense that can score. I think they scare me sometimes, but that is going away.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take the Bear. The Giants are scrappy, and I like that, and they have a good front seven. Burns can get after it, but I think if the Bears stick enough in the run game, they use this dual running back of Swift and McGon. You know I'm gonna screw that up. So just that guy, that rookie. I think that they do enough and they cover the 4.5 points, but they stick to a run game. Stick to that and just put 7, 8 in the box, whatever, to watch the action dart, so he doesn't use his leg to beat you, because that's how he'll beat you. But I'm gonna take the Bears to cover the 4.5 points. I think they just need to stick to the running game. And strictly, they just have the better weapons, because the Giants they're just beat up. The injuries are catching up, and like I said before, I think Scadaboo, him being injured and out for the year, I think that's going to pay dividends for morale. That is, for that team. Now let's stick to the NFC North. We have a Vikings team who surprisingly won last week against the Ravens, with it being in Minnesota, with the Ravens being favored by 4.5, and the over/under 49.5 points. Minnesota Vikings, me and you were on the other end of that. We both thought they would lose that game against the Lions. They took it to the Lions. They won, man. I mean, what do you think? What do you think about that game? Do you think it was a bet? Do you think, was it the classic? Did the Lions shoot themselves in the foot, or was that more of the Vikings won that game?
I think they won that game. They got healthier on the offensive line. They had a couple guys back. Was it Van Ginkel? Did he come back? And Darisaw on the offensive line? I think that made a huge difference, and they just came out with their hair on fire and just punched the Lions in the mouth. So I McCarthy did just enough. He didn't win that game, but he didn't lose it. So I think that's all they are wanting to see right now. So
they still got the Vikings. I feel like it all lands on the shoulders of JJ McCarthy. I know a lot of people say, well, it all depends on the quarterback, and does that matter for every team? Yes, but when you have almost a for sure thing, like you like Jordan Love, you're like, okay, he's gonna be consistent, he's gonna be good, or no, JJ McCarthy, he's either decent because he's or he's gonna be god awful. So it's like, what are you gonna get for JJ McCarthy? I think the game for the Giants has to be that they need to get Mason and Jones. Now I was surprised that Jones only got 9 carries and Mason got 10 carries only. I think need to be 15 and 10, 15 and or 20 and 15, or 20 and 10, something like that. You know what I mean?
Aaron Jones looked kind of slow too coming back. He had a couple runs that he just couldn't bust out. I think he's one injury away, or he's looking long in the tooth, is all I'm trying to say. And he gets beat up really easily.
And he was dinking and dunking to Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson had 6 receptions for 47 yards and 7.8 yards a carry. So that was like burn, just dinking and dunking. Like I said, what are you getting from this team? Now, they beat the Lions too because they got to Jared Goff. They sacked him 5 times, and that wasn't even like the half of it. They were getting to him. They were in the backfield all day. Gibbs and Montgomery had a combined 20 carries for 65 yards on only 3.3 carries. So I don't want to talk about this game, but what I'm saying is, we know the Vikings defense is good. Okay, it's great. They can get after the quarterback. We know that. It all depends if they can get. It all depends on JJ McCarthy. And other classic, can this team get after? Can this quarterback play any consistency and and just not turn the ball over, game manage, and all that. Now let's talk about the Ravens. People, and they're like real good favorites to win the division. Pittsburgh won. So they win. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They blew out the Bears. They blew out the Dolphins. Now, is it good that they won 2 in a row? Sure. Is Lamar Jackson back healthy? Yes, it's good. I like their trade they did they got a defensive tackle from the Titans. Jones, really good solid pickup. I really like that trade. I think he's going to be a starter for them, or he's going to be getting a lot of time for a lot of snaps, and he's a great defensive tackle. Great move. That's going to help all. But they blew out 2 teams that are defenses that are not good, and one team, the Dolphins, are just terrible in general. So let's see some more evidence that they are back, if you will. What can you say, Adam? The depth. We know the offense looks great. I want to see more and more out of Derrick Henry. I don't know if I don't know if it's official if he lost a step. He had 119 yards against the Dolphins, but maybe he just needed Jackson to come back to open the rest of the field up, because before that, I don't think he had a 100 yard run game since that week 3 game the beginning of the season. So I would like to see him maybe back, or because Jackson's back. They need a they the Ravens are always good when they rely on that run game, and then Jackson could get out there and run two on an RPO or misdirection, whatever, and then go over the top with Bateman or Zay Flowers with play action or one of the tight ends. Defense, like I said, they're getting healthy, which was the most important thing for this team.
They're fully healthy. The whole team. There's nobody on the injury report.
Well, there you go then, folks. They're fully healthy. It's great. And they traded Jair Alexander, but he wasn't getting playing time for them anyways. So that's what it says. But with they acquiring Draymond Jones, I think that was a great pickup. So what do you think, man? You got, I'll go first since I've been telling you get them, 4.5 points. To me, it feels like a sucker's bet because we're feeling like the Vikings, like JJ McCarthy. What is he gonna do? And I like Addison and Jefferson. I truly do, but I can't trust McCarthy. I just can't. Like I can't pit my this is not this is use your brain, people. Lamar Jackson or JJ McCarthy. Henry or Jones and Mason. Obviously, you're going to take the weapons, the wide receivers from the Vikings, but who's throwing the ball to them? So I can't get it there. This 4.5 is it's weird to me. It is really weird. And I know it's in Minnesota, but I got to take the Ravens to cover the 4.5 points, man.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to go with the Ravens as well. I think the thing for me is the Vikings defense looked great last week, but I think that's like the only game they've looked great. I know they've had health issues on offense too that hasn't helped the defense, but I'm not going to rely on one game to change how the Vikings have looked all year. So I think, and the Ravens need to win. They need to continue to win if they want to win the division. So
right,
I'm going
Ravens. I think the Ravens saying, like, if we're going to do anything, we have to if we want to make the playoffs, we got to win every game. It's going to be almost like a must win. And like I said, and they want a division, they have to win every game. So it's obvious, but that's how they say they have to have that mentality to every game to make the playoffs. Now let's get to a team that we had the other side of it, and it was so sweet to see that they didn't even need the points to cover the spread. They won outright against the Green Bay Packers, baby. The NFC South, we have the New Orleans Saints versus the Panthers. Panthers being favored by 5.5 points and over-unders 39.5. Adam, what did you see from the Panthers? What did you like? And can you explain what happened last week?
It is unexplainable. No, I think so. It all started with Rico Dowdle. He was running really hard. The guy looked great. Bryce Young didn't do anything. He had 102 yards, 1 interception.
Yeah.
The defense played pretty well. It was far more a Packers loss than a Panthers win, in my opinion. But the Panthers are obviously an okay team. But really, they just relied so heavily on Dowdle, and he looked really good.
They have a great 1-2 punch with Chuba Hubbard. I mean, Chuba Hubbard had a great season last year, but Rico Dowdle looks like he's like made for this system as well. So, I mean, what a great combo to have, to be honest with you. And I mean, it'd be cool to actually see the Panthers go to the win a wild card. To be honest with you, that'd be actually they're only 1 game behind or half a game behind. The like the NFC North 5-3 team, so that'd be really cool to see. Dude, I was surprised, but like they kind of bullied the Packers.
They did.
I mean, yeah,
at the line for sure, both sides of the ball.
And Parsons was not a non-factor in that game. I mean,
No.
and I've been telling people that the same since I know Michael Parsons because he was playing against the Eagles. How you get him? You run the ball because he wants to
Hmm.
sack you like crazy. He'll get out of position, boom. And Rico and they, like I said, great game by them. They proved a lot of haters wrong. Me and Adam had the Panthers covering because of the insane number, 13 and a half points, but great win for them. Hey, they don't have uh they have a good formula here. Okay, Bryce Young is not gonna light anything up. He's not a really big turnover machine. He's efficient. He's not the worst. But this 1-2 punch of Rico and Chubb or Hubbard, and sometimes maybe Trevor and Tenney, maybe using a little speed there. Rico was questionable going to this game, so keep your eye on that. I do want to see something more from the wide receivers. There's nobody really scares you. Even that rookie they got, the first round pick. Um, Xavier Leggett, I think, but you're not really getting nothing from these wide receivers. So this is why it's a run team because their offensive line is great. Especially their interior linemen, they could push you around. Adam told you himself they did bully them. So, and their front seven is not as good as I hoped them to be. I thought their front seven would get after the quarterback a little more in the sack department.
But they
They're
have a
not one of
solid defense. They're like a
yeah.
13th, 14th rank, something like that, above the halfway point for defense.
Yeah. They're holding teams to like 21, 22 points a game, so it's right in the middle, like 15th, 14th, 16th. I like what they're doing, running where they know what they got. They got an identity now. It's pound the rock until you can't take it no more, and some one or two plays in the passing game with what's his name, Young. But you'd like to see something more from their passing game. Anything, to be honest with you, anything would be better. Now let's talk about the Saints. I mean, what can you say about the Saints? They traded away Rashid Shaheed, which I like for Rashid Shaheed. I definitely like for the Seahawks. Chris Olave is still there. God bless him. He's holding it strong over there. There's nothing really There's nothing really you can say about this team. They lost their center, who was one of the better centers in all of football. They traded Rashid Shaheed. They traded one of their linemen to the Chargers. Alvin Kamara does not look the same. Looks like all those beat up and hits are catching up to him. There's not much to say, man. They have what's that quarterback's name again, man? You got to help me out there again.
Shook.
Yeah,
No.
Shook. Yeah, Shook.
Yeah.
Shook. Yeah,
Shuck.
whatever. It's weird as hell, and I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know. They got blown out by the Rams, 34-10. It's like me and Adam said, when they put him in to play the Rams game, his first game he's starting, it's like they took Rattler out in the game they lost before the Rams, and then like it's out of the fryer into the oven, whatever it is. That's what they did with the Rams, okay? And it was terrible. And the Rams blew the doors off him. He was 15 for 24, one touchdown, one interception. Nothing really big down the field. Hill, the 35, 34 I say white guy because I'm trying to differentiate because I'm trying to remember whose name is. I don't know why I said that, sorry. But he plays tight end, he plays running back, plays quarterback. He led the rushing to 30 yards. I mean, there's just nothing really you could take from this team. There's just nothing I like. I'm taking Carolina to take the 5.5. Just gonna say it. In Carolina's 4-1 at home. They play better, way better at home. That's why it's surprising that they beat the Packers. But the Packers was a nice statement win. It's a bit of a trap game because I think the Packers were probably looking towards the Eagles, but you got to respect it, man. They went into Green Bay, one of the hardest places to play, pound the fucking rock, and I think they're gonna do the same here. They're gonna pound them till they say they're gonna pound the rock where they just can't take it no more. And I think the Carolina will win this and cover the 5.5.
Yeah, that's an easy one for me too. The Saints looked really rough. They're in a 3-way tie for last place, and it's gonna stay that way. So, easy for me.
Yeah, I don't understand. I would stick with Rattler and then just trade him somewhere and put that weird name quarterback, have him do something later, or not throw him in the Rams game, But let's move away from there. Okay, now let's go to a team that I think is gonna be really scary to play. I think they're the biggest threat to the Eagles besides them and the Rams. We have the Cardinals versus the Seahawks. Seahawks being favored by 6.5, and the over/under is 45.5 points. Let's talk about the Cardinals. Cardinals look feisty. They look like they're one of the hardest. They're gonna be one of the hardest wins. You can't just look at the Cardinals now just because they're 3-5, and you're gonna think that's an easy L on the board because they're in it in a lot of games. Okay, so they take it to the Cowboys and they win the game. It was in Jerry World, and they stopped a Cowboys offense that is the best offense. I think number one ranked offense in the league. They held them to 17 points. So, like I said, they're feisty, they're good. And hey, news alert! Even though I think Kyle Murray is probably healthy, they said no, we're good. Brissett, you are going to be the starting quarterback. And I think, my opinion, I think that Kyle Murray is probably never going to put on a Cardinals jersey.
I think it took some balls for them to do that. Honestly, I give him a lot of props, and Brissett has looked great, so I think it's deserved. But I really thought they were just going to hand the reins back and then have a quarterback controversy and make it super confusing. So I think Brissett has played great.
He has. He looks right for the system. He looks. He's also a big, tall quarterback. Kyle Murray, I think he's arguably the smallest quarterback in the NFL. I really do believe. I think that's right. It just works all well it just works better for them in a whole. And you know what? Kyle Murray is going to get another shot being a quarterback in this league. So don't feel too bad for the guy. But yeah, you're right. But this team is feisty, okay? They, like I said, we've repeatedly say this. They lost to the Packers, but they covered against the Packers. They lost by 4 points. They lost to the Colts by 4 points. They lost to the Seahawks by 3 points, so that keep that in mind. And they lost the 49ers at 1 point. They did lose the Titans, which was a bonehead drop by them, but still, whatever. They had some solid. They're feisty. They Brissett. They get after the quarterback. Gannon is the defensive coordinator. His defense, it plays teams tough to the bone. Teams are only scoring 21 points against them, which is the 11th ranked in the NFL. So they are tough, and they're probably going to get Benson back, I believe. I think he could get off IR, but I don't know if he is. But keep an eye on that. Regardless, they're feisty. Brissett has them in games, and Marvin Harrison Jr., he looks better with Brissett at quarterback than he looks with Kyle Murray, people. So keep that in mind, okay? So me and Adam are not fans with him, but maybe it was Kyle Murray. I think he could probably be a little better than he was with Kyle Murray. I'm not sold that he's going to all-star like people thought he was, but he looks way better with Brissett at quarterback. But good for Brissett. The guy, he looks great. He has 6 touchdowns for only 1 interception, and his completion rating is 65%. So he's doing pretty well for himself. Now let's talk about the Seahawks. Seahawks, like I said, one of the best teams in the league, in my opinion. They made a trade for Rashid Shaheed, which I love. I absolutely love that move for them. Sam Darnold, by the way, I haven't looked at the MVP odds in a while, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the top 10. Sam Darnold is killing it. The guy is, I know he looked good last year too, but over 2,000 yards passing, 16 touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions. Your boy Jackson Smith, not almost 1,000 yards already, 58 receptions, 4 touchdowns, and now they get Rashid Shaheed, and they have Horton. Now Cooper Kupp is beat up a little bit, but Horton, AJ Barner, good young tight end. Smith, and then their 2 running back dudes are Charbonnet and Walker. Folks, that is a good offense with this good defense, okay? This defense can get after you like nobody's business. I personally have them in fantasy. They can sack you. They get interceptions. They're only letting teams score 18.8 points against them, which is 5th in the league, top 5, while their offense is averaging 29 points a game, which is 5th in the NFL as well. So that's a big difference right there, okay? They're scoring way more than they're letting their defense when they're letting teams score on them. So they're killing it left and right, okay? So this is a tough one, Adam. This is really tough because we just said that how feisty Cardinals in. They're in it to win it every single game, okay? And they let the Cardinals covered the first game they played, 23-20. So this one's tough, man. You have a team that I feel like is rolling. They need to get a little more healthy, and they have a bunch of guys, limited participant a lot. A lot of these guys are, beat up a little bit, but they are going to play. But this is a tough one, man. I took the last one. One, do you like the Seahawks? Do you think they're going to be there? Do you think they're going to possibly one of the teams in the end to go somewhere to the Super Bowl? And who do you got?
Yeah, I have believed in the Seahawks the whole year, and they're only getting better. I love the defense. The offense is rolling. They're just a complete team. This is a really hard game. 6.5 is the perfect spread to make it very difficult. But I think I'm going to go with the Seahawks. I think the Cardinals have kept a lot of games close, but I think the Seahawks are just on another level. I know it's a lot of points, and the Cardinals might, I don't know. I'm not super confident, but I just can't go against the Seahawks with that defense, and I don't think Brissett can handle that defense.
Yeah, and that's where I get to too. I think to myself, like, okay, great, like they're in it, and it's awesome that they're in it like every time. But the thing is as you said, Brissett, this will it's his biggest matchup in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's a divisional game. I know the Cardinals are still playing like they still have a chance to make the playoffs. They probably don't because there's too many still good teams in the to get to the wild card. But this is his biggest matchup. He played the Jaguars, the Texans. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong team. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the Seattle Seahawks. I'm sorry. I'm doing this in real time, people. He played the Cowboys. Oh well, no, never mind. Well, yeah, he played the Packers. Packers and Colts are his best thing, and he lost to them too. So forgive me about that because I was looking at the Seahawks, people. But I still think this is a better choice because I actually like the Seahawks more than I like the Colts, and I like the Seahawks more than I like the Packers. So I'm with you, man. Reluctantly, I'm gonna take the Seahawks plus I think the Seahawks are gonna win outright, but I think also that the Seahawks, if they don't cover, well, I'd be surprised. No, if the Cardinals keep it close and they do, but I could see this being a 21-14 kind of game, or 24-14. I think they can hold them just enough, and I like the weapons. They're just humming right now. Now Horton, I just looked it up. Horton, he didn't practice today on Thursday, so he might not play with a groin injury. But Rashid Shaheed, baby, they got him, and that boy Jackson Smith is killing it. So I think at home in Seattle, one of the hardest places to play, give us both the Seahawks to cover the 6.5. And I have to remember what we say for our picks when I'm editing this, folks. I mess up sometimes, and I say I wanted something. Like I said, I took the Raiders, but I said I was going to take the Jags, but I wrote it. And it was just I misspeak a lot, people.
Is there a scoring controversy here? I mean, are you changing the scores after?
No. Oh no. What the scoring was is, you said you were taking the Jaguars. I said I was taking Oakland, but then at the end, I said we were both taking the Raiders.
Gotcha.
That's what it is. So I gotta watch because people, I have right there in my description of this YouTube channel. Adam knows me. I misspeak all the time. I can't say
they know,
names.
Mark.
Yeah,
they know.
I mispronounce things. I'm just that. I talk with my hands a lot. Yeah, I'm all over the place. So bear with me, people. Thank you. Bo Nix just threw an interception. Thank you, Bo Nix. With that, tough game, by the way. Let's go to a game. One of the bigger numbers spreads, that is. We have the Lions versus the wailing injured Commanders versus with the Lions being favored by 8.5 and the over/under is 49.5 points. Let's talk about the Lions. The depressing loss. Me and I would say more particular Adam, but we both took them as our best bets. We thought they were going to destroy the Vikings, and they lay an egg. I don't. They're 2-2 in their last 4 games, and they're 1-2 in the last 3 games, buddy. They lost the Chiefs and the Vikings. I understand the Chiefs, but what do you take from Detroit? Like, I'm not like, what's going on? Like
they're not as good as last year. That's where I'm at. I think they were an absolute juggernaut last year, and everybody's thinking that they're just going to keep rolling with that. But they're just not as good, not as scrappy. They're still a great team, but I think they're just, I don't know, it's just not connecting with what I thought they were last year.
Yeah, I was often thinking to myself like, what they have the offense, but like it seems like David Montgomery. They're not. I mean, I'm not the Knuckles and whatever Sonic are not like Knuckles and Sonicking.
Yeah, the defense isn't as dominant as I thought it would be. I mean, last week you just got to give it to the Vikings. I'm willing to just erase this last game because I think the Vikings just wanted it. They're a good team on paper, well coached team. They lost. It just is what it is.
Yeah, and they
But
got the golf. They
yeah,
sacked him 5 times, and golf, like Daniel Jones a little bit. Golf is better than Daniel Jones a little bit, in my opinion. But they're if you rattle their cage, you lose. Oh no, it's like Matthew Stafford. That's what I was trying to get to. Both
mm,
competent stand-up quarterbacks, classic guys who do that. But if you get to them, they falter. Like there's something about that. They can't just escape the pocket like a lot of modern quarterbacks could do now. And you're right. There's other than Hutchinson, I mean, and there's DJ Reader and all that. I know, but the defense, I know they're good, not great. I agree with that. They have all the offense in the world, people. They have all the weapons in the world. They Williams, Laporta, St. Brown, the 2 running backs. Their offensive line's a little beat up. You can get the limit just a bit. So what I'm saying is, like Adam said, you can get after them a little bit. They're not as dominant or scary, I would say, as last year. Or you had this what if, like, oh, what if these guys didn't get injured? What their defense didn't get injured so much last year? It's still like, hey, you guys are healthy, but like, what are you gonna? You're not. These games you're putting together are not too, not scaring anybody because they had a good win against the Buccaneers, but before that, they beat the Browns and the Bengals, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, you beat them. The Packers took it to them, and now you lost the Chiefs, you lost the Vikings, lost the 2 divisional people. You beat the Bears, blew the doors off them, but that's the Bears. But
maybe some of that is losing coaches too.
yeah, I
You know?
forget Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
They're both out. Aaron Glenn, not looking so hot, but good defensive coordinator. Let's talk about the Commanders. I mean, I don't think we have much to say here with the Commanders. I truly don't. People, look, they're beat up to hell. The injury bug has bit them in the butt. Now, like Jada Daniels is not playing this game, and if I'm the well, first of all, we have to start saying that Jada Daniels might be a little injury prone. Okay, he
Yeah.
is. He was hurt last year, this year, and he had the same problem in college. He really did. He had the same problem in college. He was injury prone. He's like 190 or like something like that, or like 180. That body can't take a lot of sacks. Okay, so people just pay attention to that. They're in a 4-game losing streak. They got the doors blown off by them, the Seahawks. Before that, they got the doors blown off for the Chiefs. Before that, the Cowboys blew the doors off them. They've had 3 games in a row where they got blown out. But like I said, they're all beat up. The injury list is for like it's forever. It doesn't end from. Okay, like I said, Jaden Daniels is out. If I'm the Commanders, I'm keeping him out the whole rest of the season. Save his body. Marcus Mariota, probably a top 10 backup quarterback. So they do have something. The running back room, that guy, that 7th rounder, Jacory, I think it's all faded with him now. I don't. Rodriguez had to come in for some garbage time thing, but the running back room is terrible. Okay, it's awful. I don't know why they thought this was stupid. This is just stupid GM. You thought Austin Eckler, who you lost for the rest of the year, you thought he was going to be the lead back at a aging running back? Stupid not to go after a weapon or running back in the draft at least earlier in the round than a 7th rounder. Okay, you can't find diamonds in the rough. Usually they're all just fucking dirt in the 7th rounder. Okay. Scary Terry's questionable. From what I'm seeing, he's not going to play this game. Debo Samuel, they got Burks, the guy they just signed from the Titans. Noah Brown still in the IR. You got Zach Ertz. That's it. Defense. Look at their defense. Will Harris out. Their Marshawn Lattimore, their best secondary guy, out for the year. Gone now too. So Lattimore out. Will Harris out. Wise Jr. out. Jackson out. John Batista out. Doris Armstrong out. Eddie Goldman questionable, probably not going to play. Trey Amos questionable. Blah blah blah. All these guys are hurt. Bobby Wagner, great guy. He can call the plays. Get him in a crossing route on a pass. See you later. Anybody can blow him out now. Von Miller is not getting to anybody like he used to. Preston Smith not getting to anybody he used to. Give me Detroit to cover the 8.5.
Yeah, same here. I think Dan Campbell mixes up an extra strong batch of meth and smelling salt Gatorade for the boys this week after a loss, and they come back strong.
Right in the ass, man. Get them going and get these guys charged. And I'm with you on that one. Commanders fans, I love to see you guys losing as a fellow Eagles fan, but I don't wish those injuries on nobody. But I think you guys have to bite the bullet on those and call the season and get younger. You guys have to get younger because you guys are old. The oldest team, or are definitely, I think it's the oldest team in the NFL.
They're
the
oldest
defense. Yeah.
Oldest.
So get younger and get healthier. That's the key for next year. But that's what you guys are looking forward to being a crappy team this year. So let's go with I think another game of the week, if you will, one of the better ones. Division rivals, Rams versus 49ers, with the Rams being favored by 4.5 and the over-unders 49.5 points. Now with this, Shanahan has McVay's number. He just has his number, dude. The 49ers, they are beat up like hell. Arguably be more beat up than the Commanders. But great coaching. Robert Saleh, who's been a great defense coordinator before this, keeps him in games. Kyle Shanahan keeps him in games. You got the best out of Mac Jones. He's getting the best out of Brock Purdy with glue and things to hold this team together. So last time they played each other, they beat the Rams 26-13, which was an upset. So, dude, I mean, I don't know what it is. McVay, this is his kryptonite. And the 49ers, like I said, they are beat up. And I don't want to hear this is the difference between great coaching. We just talked about who's the head coach for the Commanders. But the Commanders can't scheme like Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is one of the top coaches in the league because he has everybody's damn hurt, on this team. The defense is mostly beat up, and the offense is pretty beat up too. They have Ricky Parcells still hurt. Ayuk is not going to come back. He might not come back this whole year. So he's had to deal with a lot of injuries, but this defense is beat up like nobody's. Huff is out. Davis is out. Collins, Winters, Booth, Warner, Trey Thompson, Kevin White, Nick Bosa, Mantos, Malik Williams, Taron Jackson, Jacob Robinson, all out. And this guy's making lemonade out of lemons. Dude, as we know, guys, this team runs off by good coaching and Christian McCaffrey, and a little spice, a little sprinkles of George Kittle. Okay. I like where they're getting out of Kendrick Bourne, Juwan Jennings. He's hit or miss, but sometimes he could be solid in sparks, in spurts, if you will. But dude, let's just get to it. I'm skipping over the Rams. Excuse me. The Rams. Okay, people are crowning them. They are crowning them as one of the best teams. Some people are saying this. The people got him number one. They're on the top three. They're rolling. They do. They didn't make a trade for a corner in the Titans 2 weeks ago, I believe, before the trade deadline hit. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. They blew out the Saints. They blew out the Jaguars, and they beat the Ravens by 14 points. Solid wins. I want to point out the Ravens were without Jackson, and the Jaguars and Saints. I think the Jaguars are fool's gold. Saints are garbage. Is your boy Puka Nacua? Is he gonna play this game? I know he got a little banged up. Okay, so Puka Nacua is back. Yeah. So this team's rolling. We don't have to tape out this offense, guys. We know everything there is to know about the Rams as there is. Puka Nacua, guy's a killer. Kyrie Williams, he's doing great. Almost 600 yards rushing. Matthew Stafford is having a great year this year. 21 touchdowns, which I think leads the league. I could be wrong, but I know it's still right there in the top 2, top 3 for sure. Devontae Williams, Puka Nacua. I don't have to talk anymore about this. The great offense. It's hard to find a a weakness in this team. It is their secondary, in my opinion, but their team is only giving up 15.9 points a game, which is behind only the Texans. So it's second. So they're holding teams to damn near nothing. Okay, so it's just what I'm trying to get to is it was a secondary. They made a trade. Their front seven could get after you like nobody's business. They could sack you like crazy. But the 49ers have their number. Shanahan's West Coast system. Mac Jones is probably going to be the quarterback for this again. And with the mixed shape offense, the mixed shape defense, he just has their number, man. And I'm don't know why I'm taking forever to say this, but who you got, man? It's the battle of coaches once again, and the smart money would say take the Rams, but what do you think?
I am gonna go with the Rams. They're just looking too complete for me. I know coaching plays a big part in the Niners' success, but I just don't think they can continue to overcome these better teams with all their injuries. So I'm going chalk here.
Yeah, like I said, I know Shanahan has his number. Okay, I know he does, and he might keep it close. He might scheme it. But here, and I don't like the Rams kicker. That guy scares me. And when it's less than a touchdown, that matters. McCready. So keep an eye on that, folks. He is not the most accurate guy. But what I'm trying to get to is this: when they played last time, okay, Bryce Huff was playing, Fred Warner was playing, Winters was playing. The other guy, Matos was playing. 5 guys who are playing in that game are all gone now in that defense. Those are 5 starters. So I think this Rams team, I believe they're coming off a bye, right? Or no?
No. They beat the Saints last week, so basically a bye.
Right. So I think 4.5. If it was a little bigger number, I may be scared of that, but I think they do enough and they could win this game. I think they can win this game 27-20 kind of game. So give me the Rams in a game. I think it's going to be a good game. I really think. I think Shanahan's going to have to pull another thing, something out of an ace out of his butt again to win this. But I think with the injuries are just a little too much for the San Francisco 49ers. So let's talk about our Sunday night game. The surprising Steelers, who won that game against the who they beat? They beat the regardless.
Colts,
yeah, they beat the Colts. We get the Steelers versus the Chargers, with the Chargers being favored by 2.5 points, and the over/under is 44.5. Like we just said, Steelers come out of nowhere. Me and Adam had the Colts on that end. Everybody said their defense, was trash. A lot of it, okay? Their defense is not that great. But they stepped up. They sacked Daniel Jones 5 times. Taylor was not that great. This team is Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, dude. Another one. Like, I do not, and more particularly their defense. I had no idea what I'm going to get from their Steeler defense. They can get after the quarterback. Their secondary, though, is not so great. You can't pass on Ramsey. I mean, all of them. It's not. And also, what am I going to get out of the damn Pittsburgh offense? What am I going to have Aaron Rodgers? It's a lot of dinking and dunking. It really is. Go watch it. Flats to Warren, tight ends finding their spots and getting it. Sure. Is he supposed to complete those passes? Yes. Is Aaron Rodgers having a good year for his age and for what he is? Sure. Yeah. I mean, he's passing the ball around, but there's something about this offense where I'm like, there's nothing spice it up. Like, where's flame it up? Like, I want to see more from it. I want to see some more down the field passes, some crazy thing. I thought they were going to get another weapon. They don't. What do you think about the Steelers team, man? Do you think they're a threat? Do you like them? Do you think the Ravens actually come back and win this division as well?
I don't know. The Steelers love that like jumbo package, run heavy, chuck it up to DK Metcalf.
Do you drink decaf coffee?
I do a little mix depending on the day, like half calf, don't get too wild, but
kind of like a spliff.
Yeah, exactly. I do a little extra in there. But Rodgers just runs a boring offense, and like you said, their defense just usually hasn't showed up this year until last week, so they're very hard to predict.
They are very hard to predict, and I don't. It's hard to go against a team that and they're playing against a Chargers team that you know you don't know what they're gonna give from the Chargers too. You don't. I don't. Well, let's just talk about the Chargers, okay? We'll get. I'll get back to the Steelers here after this. The big thing here is the Chargers is that Joe Alt is out for the year. He is gone. He is their bread and butter. When he's on the field, it's like Lane Johnson for the Eagles. When Lane Johnson is out for the Eagles have a losing record. When he's on there, it's amazing. Joel is kind of the same way it works. Joel is out, which is terrible, but they go make a trade for the Saints, but he is not a tackle, so that's going to pay dividends, folks. The Chargers, Herbert looks amazing. They we know the weapons he has: Ladd McConkey, Allen, Quinn Johnson, great. Vidal, the running back who's been playing for them since their rookie got hurt, he took a step up. And I wonder when Hampton is going to come back. I know he should be eligible anytime soon, but I'm not seeing anything he is going to come back. But Holt is gone, and that's the big deal. Like I said, we don't have to talk about they're pretty relatively healthy. Besides that, and Hampton, I'm just reading now, he's not designated return till after the week 12, so he's going to be out for a few more weeks, give or take. They have offense. They have a great offense. Like I said, we don't need to talk about their offense. Justin Herbert's great. Their defense is pretty solid too. They only let teams score about 21 points against them, which ranks 12th in the league. But I'm trying to think of like who on this defense scares you. Who is it? Mac? I don't really think so. Derwin James Jr. is probably the biggest guy who's like the real, like, he's everywhere. You got to watch out for him. But I think you could, even though they're averaging, they're letting teams score only those like 20 some points. I still think there's nobody really can let you score on them. I'm being very broad here with both these teams as we get to our last game and our best bets. But man, it is tough. It's tough. We're playing against a team that they lost their best. They're one of their best players in all of their whole team. And Alt, he is their best player after Justin. I'd say it's Herbert, then it's Alt, literally. But you're also playing a defense that the Steelers, you don't know what you're getting from them. What are you going to pick to the Steelers defense? So, what do you think, man? And who do you? I'll let you take this one again.
Yeah. No, I think that Joe Alting is absolutely gigantic. It's going to affect their offense greatly, especially their run game. I don't love the Steelers in general, but they did play well last week, and I'm going to take the Steelers over the Chargers, take the extra couple points, and see if they can keep going.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm going to do a Adam and say, I'm just going to play contrarian to you. I'm just going to, because you know what? I don't know who in this game. I don't know who I like in this game, but what I don't like is the secondary of the Steelers. And if they give Herbert, just give him some time, watch TJ Watt and Higgs Smith, just watch those guys, those weapons could murder that Steelers defense. So I'm going to take the Chargers to cover 2.5 points. Not so happy about it. Not too consistent. Not too consistent. I'm not reluctant. I'm taking the Chargers to cover the 2.5 points, which I'm not really pumped up to watch that game, to be honest with you, dude. Sunday Night Football. I don't know what it is. I just feel like it's going to be like, I'll have it tuned on, but I'm like, maybe I'm washing the dishes or something too, but now what we all been waiting for, the game of the week, possibly the game of the year, maybe game of the century, bigger than the Super Bowl, they're saying. We have the Packers, the Eagles versus the Packers, with Green Bay being favored by 2.5 points. You heard that right, folks. 2.5 points. The Packers are favored by in Cheeseland, in Green Bay. Let me get. I'll talk about the Packers. Do you want? I'll talk about the Eagles. You want to talk about the Packers a little bit after that?
Sure.
Okay. So let's talk about the Eagles. Eagles are coming off a bye week. Okay, getting healthier, getting better. So they're coming off a bye week. Let's talk about what they've done in that bye week. Okay. They before that bye week, they signed Brandon Graham. They go trade for Michael Carter II. They go trade for Jair Alexander. They go trade for Jaden Phillips. They that's there you go. 5 guys are getting back on the team. Now, that's just not it. Nolan Smith, full participant. He's getting off the IR. He's our best pass rusher. Now I would say Jaden Phillips is. Nolan Smith is now he's back. We also get back Jacorian Bennett, the guy we traded from the Raiders for the corner. He's back. So now we have another 3 new corners are going to be on our team. Carter, Bennett, and Alexander. So there you go. Those guys are back. Jacorian Bennett's back. AJ Brown is back. He didn't play against the Giants and we blew the doors off them. So AJ Brown got 2 weeks to recover, get healthier. And Nakobe Dean, who's on the PUP list, he has gotten better and healthier. They've actually got him now playing more snaps since more than Campbell, our rookie, and since Nakobe Dean has been in, the rush defense has gotten way better. At just the defense alone, coverage defense has gone way better. Okay, Nakobe Dean was almost a Pro Bowler before he got that injury in the playoffs, actually against the Packers, which is ironic. But he's getting more snaps, more than Campbell. So that's great. Now, let's also look back in that game against the Giants. You could tell it was kind of a playbook against the Giants what was happening. They were using jumbo set, using Fred Jackson. We call him Big Fred in the Eagles do. So they're using another offensive tackle, another offensive lineman to run these big jumbo sets. And what happened? Barkley ran for 150 yards. So I think they're going to keep to that style and use it, run it more, and then use it off the play action or whatever, or for RPOs, because I think that's a really good thing. So Kevin Patullo, the guy a lot of the Eagles fans who didn't like, because it looks like he's growing as offensive coordinator, and I've liked what I see in the last 2-3 previous games from. He is actually he's opening it up, if you will. Now let's talk about Jalen Hurts. Now, does he have gaudy numbers? No, but he's having one of his best years of his whole career, okay? He has thrown for 280 yards 3 out of the last 4 games. He has only 15 touchdowns and 1 interception. I believe he had his first interception just like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So it took a long time for that. And he has a completion rate of 71%. So he's hardly turned the ball over, and he's completing the ball at a high rate. The defense is ranked 4th in a league opponent pass rating. So they're holding teams to damn near nothing passing against them. They're also one of the best I think they're number 1 in red zone offense and number 1 in red zone defense. They're in the top 3 for sure for both of them. So they're not letting teams score them, and they score all the time. Also, Nick Sirianni is 4-0 after the bye, and he's winning those games after the bye by 10 point or more points more margin. So when he's off a bye, he's blowing teams out the water. Okay, so keep that in mind. And do not forget, it was the Packers. It was the Green Bay Packers who initiated for the tush push to get canceled, to take it off the league.
With that.
Yeah.
This is a lot of talk just for you to pick the Packers, man. I don't know. You got to get to the cut to the chase here.
Hey, I really did my research here, all right, man?
You did. I feel like I showed up without my homework done today. I'm like,
sorry. So all that is all that. Also, I got a little more tidbit here, but I'll let Adam take it away with the Packers. You got anything to say?
Yeah, I need about 8 seconds, but no, I mean, it's a lot of good things for the Eagles. The Eagles are playing well. I hate that Jalen Hurts is looking good. Some of their changes to the offense seem to be working, so they are ironing out some of those issues that they had in the beginning of the year. I still don't know about Saquon taking a little step back. But yeah, I can't say that I'm feeling very confident in this game. I think if I switch over to the Packers, last week was a terrible win. They got pushed around by a team that they shouldn't have gotten pushed around by.
Terrible loss. You said win.
Terrible loss. I think some of the big things, obviously losing Tucker Kraft is a huge blow. He's looking like a top 3 tight end in the league. The second big point is I don't know if there's some issue with LaFleur and Love. The offense just isn't clicking in the way that I want it to. Um, Everybody's calling for less conservative play calling. I think the Packers are way too focused on getting the run game going every game when our strength is Jordan Love in this passing game. I think we don't have a true number one wide receiver, but we have a deep wide receiver core. We can spread the ball out. I mean, I think it was 2 games ago that Love had 20 completions in a row in a game.
Yeah.
I don't understand the obsession with trying to run to get 3 yards every damn play when we can get that every time with short passing plays that Love excels at. So something's just not jiving there. I don't know if we're always calling plays where he can audible to either one and he's always audibling to the run, or if these are just play call runs. I don't understand what's going on. I think LaFleur is going to hear some of the criticisms. Also, I think if I have to be optimistic, losing Tucker Kraft and pushing Luke Musgrave, a more pass-catching tight end, into the lineup might push the Packers away from being such a 12 personnel offense and might force us to start running the ball more, since it's that Tucker Kraft is a great blocker in the run game. So optimistically, I'm hoping that the offense gets shaken back to life, and we can start scoring more points. We moved the ball when we needed to against the Panthers. We still had a lot of yards. We got to the red zone 5 times. We were there was a lot of plays that had to happen for the Packers to lose that game, besides a really stupid 4th and 8 play call. Like there were a lot of things that if we played that game 10 times, we win 8 or 9 times. So it sucks. I don't think that changes everybody's opinion of the Packers, obviously, looking at the spread for today. But yeah, I guess that's my little whatever diatribe on the Packers.
Yeah. Yours more to the ground to the Packers than I am, even though I like to pay attention to them and like a lot of NFL teams. But what are you hearing from the injuries? Because I'm pretty sure Michael Parsons there for rest, but Watson was limited practice. He turned to a questionable. He popped up on the injured list today with his knee. Luke Van Ness did not practice. Yeah,
he's not gonna play.
Matthew Golden is limited as well with his shoulder, and you guys placed Marshawn Lloyd on injured reserve. And then Wicks is questionable, and he's limited practice on Thursday with a calf injury, that LaFleur said. And Walker's questionable, and Cooper's questionable. I know Cooper and I think Walker will play. But anything on yeah.
That's a lot of guys. I don't know.
And Hobbs is going to miss 2 games with the grade 1 MCL sprain.
Yeah, I think that's fine. He can go sick for a little bit. Yeah, that's obviously very concerning. I don't know how serious these injuries are. I haven't heard that anybody from that list is expected to miss. We are getting Devontae Wyatt back to healthy, so that's a good thing. But yeah, that's a lot of minor injuries that is concerning.
Yeah, and I know your thing with Jacobs. Like he's only you talk about Barkley not getting, but Barkley has more yards on less carries than Jacobs does. And
he's taking a step back for sure.
But what I'm surprised at though, Jacobs has over 200 yards receiving. So you're right that they'd like to use that short passing game, and that's actually I know he's only averaging 3.8 yards a carry, but with 204 yards receiving, that's that kind of helps out with 8.9 yards a carry. So I see what you're saying, that like maybe they should stop trying to pound the rock and get the yards by these short passes or these flats or these quick slants and stuff.
Not screen passes, not jet sweeps, especially on third downs. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, and I totally get that. Look, I'm not gonna be surprised. I'm not trying to be a hater. I was very surprised the Packers were favored. I really was. And I know the Eagles. They've been looking funky too, and they looked at the best they've looked at, but that was against the Giants. I understand that argument, but the amount of trades we made, the amount of the stats, how good we are off a bye, and the way that Hurts almost never turns the ball over. I am a little worried about getting towards Jordan Love because he's only been sacked 11 times, so we're in week 10, so it's going to be a sack a game. So I am worried about that. Hurts is not that sacked that much. He's like not as bad as either, but not as good as Jordan Love. So, I am concerned about that, but I've been saying this for this whole thing, and I think it's good play calling or good coaching. There is nobody in this offense that scares me. I truly don't. I think Mitchell will lock up whoever wide receiver he's on. He's gonna lock him up. I don't care what wide receiver it is. He's gonna lock him up. So I don't know who's gonna. I don't know what the Packers do. I think scheming and coaching is gonna keep them in the possibly to win this game. With that being said, just more tidbits from me from the Eagles. These are just betting tidbits. The Eagles are 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 road games, and they're 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games against the Green Bay Packers. So they're not only covering, but they're winning those games. So look at people. You already know where I'm heading. I'm surprised. I really am surprised. The Eagles are getting healthier. They've made these trades. Phillips, he's playing the Fangio system. I read today, he said he's going to play his first game. Brandon Graham, he's going to just plug and play as well. He knows the system like the back of his hand. Jacory Bennett, a good corner, he's back. And who knows, Carter? I don't know. I just don't know. And I don't know. I don't know how. I think it's going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means. But the Eagles, the last 3 games, including the playoffs, they've had their number. And I think I'm going to take the Eagles money line. Obviously, I'm just going to take it straight up because I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good game though. I think it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be texting. I could be a little. How do I say it? A little unbearable on the.
Yeah. I think that's fair. Fair.
So all right, man. I think we're all wondering where you're going to take because we all thought you were going to take I should say we, but I thought you were going to take the Panther. I thought you were going to take the Packers to cover against the Panthers. Are you taking the Packers to cover against the Eagles?
Get the drum roll, baby. I'm obviously taking the Packers. I shouldn't say it's obvious. I think the narrative is the Packers play to their competition. That only lasts for so long. They lose this game, we're going to be starting to think in a little different way. And I just think they rise to the occasion and put up points. And I think it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I think, like I already said, I think what keeps you guys in game is the running game gets going and good coaching, schematic. I think that's what's going to keep with you. I think talent-wise is on the Eagles side, but I think the floor, who has been, you said yourself, like the run game, but I think coaching and I think that's going to keep you guys in the game. So guys, we're gonna on Monday night, we're talking about before the game maybe, or possibly at halftime and after reaction, because it's our 2 favorite teams. That's hard for Adam because Adam he's usually in bed, but we're thinking about doing that. We'll see how it goes. We might do it live. Keep an eye on that. So it's gonna be really fun. I'm pumped. I think it's gonna be one of the better games of the year, to be honest with you, because 2 teams whoever wins can be obviously from the top of the NFC, and this has like a lot for who's going to be in the seeding for the playoffs and come the end of the season. So it's gonna be a great game. I'm pumped. Tune in, guys. Monday Night Football. All right, now it's time for our best bets, guys. Our best bets are actually been pretty good. Actually, I'm above 500 best bets. You're above 500 best bets. I'll put our record, our best bets on the bottom here, guys, just like our record against the spread. So guys, I like last week we had 4 games. This week we have 3 games each. I'll go first. The first game I like, the Lions laid an egg last time. They really truly did with this last time, and I think it's they bounced back with this on a team like the Commanders, who are just reeling injuries. Jaden Daniels will be out. I just think they're going to come out with a vengeance because they lost to the Vikings, and they have to keep up with the rest of the NFC North if they want to win the division, okay? If they want to keep up with it, if they want to make the playoffs as well, they have to keep on winning. But in more particular, if they want to win the NFC North, they have to keep up with the Packers and the Bears. So give me the Lions to cover 8.5 points. And my second best bet, the Panthers are humming right now. They just are. I think they're going to pound the Saints into the sand. I think they're going to say, no, please, no more, please. I think they're going to just crying, and they're going to be the hope that, that they come out alive in this game. I think the Panthers win this easily by 5.5 points. Hell, I might take it at 7.5 points. So give me the Panthers, cover the 5.5. And my third and final game, don't know how the Packers are favorites. Don't know. The Eagles they've had the Packers number the last 3 times. I don't know how. I'm either not scared one bit of this Packers team. So I think the Eagles go to Green Bay. They drop the hammer, the big elbow drop from the top rope, baby. Hell, if they win by 3 points or 1 point, give me the Eagles money line, baby.
Disgusting. We actually had 2 games overlap, but I gotta go with it. I had it written down. We don't share these before, so I'm gonna go again with the Lions over Washington. I think that's an easy one. The Lions come back hungry, and then I did a double dumpster dive into the trade deadline casualties, and the Panthers over the Saints as the first one. And the second one, I want the Browns over the Jets. I think it's a tight spread, but I think that Browns defense beats up on the dejected Jets.
No, yeah. I mean, how can you not take the Lions? They're so beat up, the Commanders, and Jaden Daniels is out. So there you go, folks. Those are our best bets. They're doing really well for us. So if you bet them, bet responsible. Do not put them in parlays. Bet singles. The best way to make money in sports betting, and budget. Okay, people, and shop your books. Okay. All right, guys. That's it. Week 10 is in the books for us. Our predictions, I can't wait. Monday night, I'm going to be just sitting at the edge of my chair. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. I don't know, man. You nervous? You pumped for Monday night?
Just another night for the Packers, Just under
cool
the lights, man. We got
cool as a cucumber, they call him. Okay. But all right, guys, we love doing this. Like and subscribe goes a long way for this small channel. We're growing. We got above 70. We'd love to hit 100 by the end of the NFL season, but that's a pipe dream. I'll take anything we can get right now. But like I say, we love it, guys. Take it for what it is. We love doing this. And as always, we will see you Monday night. We're going to go at least once live before or after the game or halftime. So pay attention to that. So keep an eye out for that. We love doing this. Fly, Eagles, fly all the time, baby. So as always, guys, we'll see you in the next one.